Newcastle. That's where I am today. So Newcastle we are very familiar with. We've played here many times. It has Culloden, which is like one of the best places in the world. Totally not biased. Totally. But why am I here? Outside the castle. Now obviously there could be a multitude of reasons. I could be hovering around here like an absolute animal, an absolute beast and all that, just looking for trouble. I could be one of them Rajis, but I'm not. I'm here to tell you a story. Witchpricker. The title of our EP from 2018, but also the title of one of the songs that we play live list here. What is the story behind the Witchpricker? You take yourselves back in time a good couple of hundred years to the reign of King James VI, or King James I, as he's known here in England. Yeah, I can hear the Scots booming now. So, he was a very superstitious man. He had several attempts in his life, assassinations and all that jive. As royalty usually does. It happens. Get over it. But King James didn't get over it. He just got more and more superstitious and paranoid as to why this stuff was happening. And so, he turned to folklore, rumours, superstition, the paranormal, the supernatural, witches. That's what he thought was going on. He thought the witchcraft was afoot. And so began a round, well not just a round, several rounds of persecutions of witches. Now we all know in retrospect and all that the whole jive about witches and all that is just an absolute crock of crap. But back then, well, the score is, people didn't know any better. The word of the king, the word of the criers, the word of the clergy was absolute. Your average Tom, Dick and Harry were not literate at all. They didn't have the sort of the wisdom that we have and all that to say, alright, there is no such thing as witches. And just within living memory, it was a massive plague. Plague was afoot. So yeah, it was rational to think that witchcraft was a thing. So, it steamrolled as these sorts of things do. And King James sent for a man from Berwick who had a reputation for finding witches. And that's what he wanted. He wanted someone to find them, round them up, and get them sorted. And by I mean get them sorted. That's something. It's very grim, yes, but that's the sort of thing that happened. This was an everyday thing. So what this man did when he came down from Berwick into Newcastle was anyone that was accused of being a witch would be put before him, and then he would prick their thigh with a needle. If they bled, they were just a normal woman. But if they didn't bleed, they were a witch. Now, it was bad news if you were a witch. You were tortured, interrogated, executed. Going on from my previous story and all that, the man from Berwick came down to prick the thighs of witches and all that. Yes. So, if they did not bleed, they were a witch, and it was bad news if you were a witch. Torture, interrogation, hung on the town moor. So really, yes, it was bad news if you were a witch. But this story gets even worse. You think it's bad as is. 200 or more, probably more, young women, all of them innocent of course not, because the whole thing about witchcraft is a load of... yeah. So 200, all condemned to knowledge to be witches. So how's this? Because as I said, if they bled, they were normal. If they didn't bleed, they were a witch. So how's this work? Retractable pin, think Assassin's Creed. So, nobody knew this at all. So, yeah, in retrospect we do know a lot because that's what the history shows us. But back then, everyone just thought, oh, there's so many witches afoot in our community. Yeah, let's burn them, let's hang them, condemn them to hell. Oh, it was terrible, man. So yes, this man from Berwick, he caused a bit of a barmy. So, why did he do this? Because he got paid, of course. He got paid for every single witch he found, and every single witch that was, you know, killed. About 98 quid a head. So think about it, 98 quid times 200. He made a hell of a fortune just off like condemning 200 people to death. So we wrote the song Witchpricker. I've always been fascinated with the story of the whole witch trials of Newcastle. But there is a very dark history in this place. Not just the witch trials, things like plagues, civil war. So I look forward to some more of those subjects being covered here. And also, you know, a little bit of a bonus here or not, I'm showing you a bit more footage of Newcastle as I'm walking around here. There is another video coming later, of course, and I'm on my way to meet the gentleman featuring it in the next one.